Christopher Nolan broke a major filmmaking rule when he created this scene here in The Dark Knight between Joker and Batman. I'm going to talk about the rule he broke here. It's called the 180-degree rule. Here I got a behind the scenes photo of the Irishman set directed by Martin Scorsese, and we're going to talk about this rule using this picture. Let's get into it. We have our main cameras here, this one capturing Al Pacino and this one is capturing this guy. Now I want to let you know these scenes could be done with one camera, but here they chose to go with two. So here are the boom mics, as you can see, one there, one there. Now what is the 180-degree rule that Christopher Nolan broke? If we look at this scene, they're talking, they're having a conversation. So when we're on set, right, there's an invisible line nose to nose with when the actors are talking right here. The rule says that the cameras must stay on one side of this line. Let's look at a top-down diagram that I created so I could explain this much easier. All right, so here's the diagram, and we're looking at this now from the top. We have our cameras right here, one here, one here. We don't need to worry about this one, but there's the wide shot. Let's go ahead and draw that line. So if we draw the line here, you can see our cameras stay on this side. Now, breaking the rule is taking one of these cameras and moving it to this side so it could film this guy from here and then this guy like this. First of all, I'm going to show you guys why that won't work in this situation. Okay, so one of the major issues is that if you put this camera here, you're going to see this camera here. So let's say that we were shooting this with just one camera. What happens if we shoot this guy here and then shoot this guy like this? Let's look at an example. When you break the rule and put the camera on the other side, then the person on the left looks like they're on the right and vice versa. The thing it does in a very subtle way is mess with your sense of direction and space. So following this rule makes things look smoothly, especially when people are speaking. But why then did Chris Nolan, one of the greatest directors alive, break the rule in The Dark Knight? The 180-degree rule is not some law in a filmmaking Bible that you have to follow, but it is a great guide and it works. It makes things look smoother like I mentioned earlier. So let's talk about the Joker Batman interrogation scene in The Dark Knight. They didn't really care about the rules in this shot, and the camera jumped back and forth across the line many times, but also Joker was heightening the tension. Things were meant to feel chaotic, and that's why I like movies. That's why I love movies. Christopher Nolan wasn't only communicating that through the dialogue and the script via the Joker, but the camera work as well, jumping back and forth, breaking that rule, and making the entire scene feel just a bit chaotic. And it's very subtle, but it happens.